Welcome back to Legends with Durga, where today we're going over the patch notes that will be here November 7th. The highlights of this update include reinforcements for your Tier 8 tech tree ships for the British and the French, the Hayate as a Tier 8 premium Japanese destroyer, and the Black Friday ships are coming back again. There is a ton of content and a lot of ships to cover, so let's jump right in. Tier 8. French and British ship expansion past Tier 7 is here now. If you remember correctly, if you have 200,000 Elite XP on your respective Tier 7 ship, then the newcomer, the Tier 8, will be unlocked automatically. You will have to pay for it for 25 million silver, of course. You'll have to earn the XP to upgrade it and the credits to upgrade it as well. So there's some grinding to do if you don't have that done already. What ships are we looking at? Well, for the British destroyers, past the Lightning, we're going to be getting the Jutland. Let's take a look at the PC version of the game and see what we've got here. Keep in mind, the PC World of Warships is a different game in fact, so these ships are subject to change, but it's going to give you a pretty decent idea of what to expect. We're looking at 19 millimeters of armor, pretty standard. 5 guns, they're kind of low caliber, 113 millimeter. They do have a 4.5 second reload. The ship has 10 torpedoes, with about a 2-minute reload each, and she's also going to come equipped with 6 smoke screens. They're the short duration British ones we know and love, and the normal British long duration sonar. Not very good range, but it lasts quite a while, so yeah, not bad to have at all. Just past the Edinburgh, we're going to have the Neptune. And the first thing that you should probably know about the Neptune is that she's armored like a Minotaur, so don't expect Edinburgh-style armor. That ship is going to remain unique with its 30 millimeters of armor. She is going to have 12 guns like Edinburgh, but a very blazing fast reload. This is going to be a bit of a DPM monster, I would imagine, as well as having a huge torpedo armament, 8 on each side, like the Minotaur. Smoke and sonar. The heavy hitter after Vanguard is going to be the Tameraire, and the best explanation I could offer here, Prince Blip said basically it's the Tier 7 premium British battleship Lion, but she went to the gym. So a buffer, stronger version of that. I couldn't find her on the PC version, so use your imagination. On to the French, we have the La Fantasque at Tier 7, and after that we're now going to have the Mogador. Standard 19 millimeters of armor. She is going to have a lot of big 130 millimeter guns. This will be a fantastic gunboat. These guns hit hard and she is very dangerous. Torpedoes are a little shorter range, 7.5 kilometers, but they hit hard, 18,000 damage apiece. The ship is very fast, so if you're good at the La Fantasque and the French destroyers, you should be right at home with this one, and just remember, no smoke screens. Coming in at the Charles Martel will be the St. Louis, and after looking her over, it just looks like a bigger buffer Martel in the same way the Ibuki is over the Mogami. The same guns, basically 9-203s, a little faster reload, the armor's basically the same, the torpedoes are the same. So I'm curious how that ship will be. I think she has, main battery reloads boosters, so yeah, curious how that will be. Finally, after you have ground through the Richelieu, you can get access to the Alsace. Alsace, wrapped in 32 millimeters of armor, just kind of like the Bourgogne. She has 12 380s, so not very big guns. 32-second base reload, it looks like. The Bourgogne is fantastic, so I'm sure the Alsace will be quite good as well. On to the campaign ship, the Tier 8 Hayate. This thing kind of looks like the love child between a Shimakaze and maybe an Akazuki. It brings a really large HP pool, brutal torpedoes, and some gunboat characteristics. It sounds like she's going to have very good fire starting chance with the main guns, and of course the Japanese HE Alpha smacks. So yeah, it looks like it could be a pretty decent boat. As usual, it's a 100 milestone campaign with 5 weeks, and you have the catch-up mechanic in place. If you don't finish your weekly havocs, you can always catch up and get it. 2,500 doubloons gets the ship after 5 weeks. It's the best deal in the game, so I would always recommend buying out the campaign. You just get too many goodies to not. Now, the part that I'm probably the most excited about, like I am every year, is the Black Friday ships and the discount. There's lots of Black Friday discounts, but we're getting 5 new black ships. I think these are some of the most gorgeous camos in the game, and I know I say it every year. This year, we're getting the Italian Tier 3 battleship, the Dante Alighieri. It will be complete with an alternative SAP shell module. So I believe that will be for the main battery, so I'm very curious to see how SAPs on a main battery battleship perform, and I think there's going to be a lot of testing going on, and that's probably part of the point here. Japanese Tier 8 cruiser Ibuki will also be in a black version, so will the premium cruiser Duca de Austa at Tier 5, the German premium destroyer Z39, and finally, the Tier 7 premium battleship Bismarck. It's also going to have better secondary battery performance at the expense of main battery range. I'm very curious to see how that goes, but I think a black version of the Bismarck is going to be gorgeous and very cool. The community managers let us know that its stock secondary firing range is actually farther than the original Bismarck, and I think it's even longer than Brandenburg's by 1/10 of a kilometer, so this could be some of the longest range secondaries in the game. Moving on. We're not done with the new ships, especially the British ones. The Bureau is getting a new ship, the Daring. Daring to this day on PC is known as a fantastic and very dangerous destroyer, so I'm really looking forward to this one on Legends. Great HE shells that start lots of fires, good torpedoes, short duration smokes, and sonar. Could be a very, very strong ship, worthy of bringing to your port. Now the part of this that I really love, okay, it's a Legendary Bureau project, but in order to complete it, you actually have to have the British tech tree destroyers, Jervis, and Lightning to complete certain segments. And I think that's phenomenal. That is what a lot of CCs have been griping about for a long time, is that a brand new player can download this thing and just complete the Bureau projects and basically have a tier 10 or a legendary tier ship without understanding a single thing about the game, you know. So this is a step in the right direction, and it shows that the CMs and the dev team are listening. Okay, moving on. Lots of balance changes. Honestly, more than I want to read right now, so I'm going to link this in the description below and you can go check it out. Notable, Ibuki's getting a buff, Rune Turret Traverse is getting a buff. Donskoy got buffed a little bit more. I don't know how much that was called for. I think that ship is very good. But Delny, a little bit of a nerf. That is a very good ship. So those are the buffs and nerfs. You can go check them out and read the patch notes for yourself if you would like to. All right, the last of the ships that I will share with you for this update, and it's kind of hush-hush. Apparently, there's not a lot of information on it, but we're getting 2 dedicated captains with some sort of pirates collaboration, as well as 2 ships. Now, in the picture I can show you, it looks like a Richelieu-class battleship and a French destroyer. So there's probably the Lufthansa and the Jean Bart, and I guess the reason I can tell you that is because it says so in the description of the picture when I downloaded it. So, I mean, is this a premium Jean Bart coming to the game? I don't know. I don't know how much they cost. I don't really know anything about this collaboration, but it's something to look out for. Maybe I don't want to sail it around with that goofy camo, but I want a Jean Bart, so keep an eye out for this, guys. Now, another cool part of the game that's not necessarily more content, but I think it's going to make a difference in how everyone is setting up their ships. The mod slot areas are getting updated. Basically, right now in mod slot 1, aiming system is used, I would say, 90% of the time. Well, now the main battery module is going to be made more attractive. Your turret traverse time is going to increase by 20%. And the debuff to reload is being taken away. So you have some pretty good options for using this over aiming systems. Ships like Pensacola and Des Moines that really struggle with that turret traverse, this is going to be great to use, and we might see, you know, more of a variety in that being used. And in mod slot 4, everyone knows that main battery mod 3 is basically used, you know, 90% of the time. But now Gunfire Control System 2 is getting buffed. It's going to bring your main battery range up to 10%. So I think little changes like this, it's going to add some variety to the game and the way we build our ships. Finally, the last thing that I'm pretty excited about is how you can now choose what port you would like to hang out in. Nagasaki, Marseille, Ocean, or Hamburg. And then the fjords, of course, my favorite. But we've been asking for that for a long time, so here it is. Overall, that is the quick and dirty of the update. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear from you. Be sure to leave a like, as it would greatly help the video out, and subscribe for future content. I'll catch you in the next video. See ya.